Okay, we're here with Tom Loeffler, 360 Promotions. Tom, we're here at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena with the exhibition between Marco Antonio Barrera and Jesus Soto Karass.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on these exhibitions going on? Floyd Mayweather just had his, and it looks like Oscar's going to have his in September.
Look, if it brings interest to boxing, I'm all for it. I came out here to support the event, to support Marv Nation, came out to check out Pico Rivera, so I want to always support the local boxing, and it's a nice crowd out here to support. There's a long history with Barrera. I remember Kevin Kelly fought Barrera, and then Barrera had that great win over Hamed, so I always wanted to support Marco Antonio.
Yeah, what do you think these exhibitions are gonna eventually lead to? Are they just gonna disappear? Are they gonna keep going? Is it gonna...
Look, as long as people buy the pay-per-view and buy the tickets, then there'll be interest. I think they could get something watered down. Naturally Floyd is at a certain level and Tyson's at a certain level, but as you start getting down the list, it's going to depend on the interest there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As of now, it's going pretty strong, and I think I'm just happy to see live boxing back in action after last year, after the pandemic.
Feels a little weird, huh? Like maybe more energy, more anxiety or whatnot.
Yeah, and people are hungry for live entertainment.
Yeah. When can we see a 360 show? Are you working on something for us?
We're looking at August, so we'll make an announcement pretty soon. But we're looking at August out here in LA.
So you actually get a chance to see the Floyd Mayweather fight, and if so, what did you think?
Sure, I saw Floyd. That was, look, Floyd's doing his thing. He's still making a lot of money. Whether people like him or don't like him, he still pretty much broke all the records for any financial records in the sport of boxing. So it's you got to give him credit for what he's doing as a business guy.
Yeah, is it good for the sport? I know the Logan Bros kind of came in. They're getting these big opportunities. Some of the fighters are kind of against it because they work so hard their entire life and they've never even made $1 million payday, so to speak, or whatnot. What do you make of the Paul brothers just storming the sport and taking over?
I don't have anything against it. I met with them about a year and a half ago, before all the pandemic. But look, they worked hard building up their social media following, the YouTube following, everything like that. So again, it's if you can sell the product, it's marketable regardless of what it is. People are going to buy it, and they did a lot of work building up their name, so they have a huge following, and especially if we would put a fight together with the Mayweather, it's an event that's sold.
Can Tyron Woodley, if you're aware who he is, MMA fighter, former world UFC champion, can he be the one to beat Jake Paul and give the fans what they've been asking for? Give him a good beating or whatnot.
These type of exhibition fights are, it's like totally unique with the rules and everything like that. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen there. But you got to give Logan a lot of credit for standing in there for 8 rounds, taking shots from Floyd, even though he was bigger and younger and certainly a lot less experienced, light years less experienced, but he stood in there and took the shots and went 8 rounds. It's not easy to go 8 rounds. People underestimate 8 3-minute rounds with moving around the ring, keeping your hands up, taking shots. People underestimate what type of training has to go into that, especially with someone like Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather paid his dues, so he's all in the right to have these kind of fights.
Right.
Another fighter such as himself, Manny Pacquiao, has the right to have an exhibition if he wanted to, but instead he's going to opt through the hard route. He's going to fight Errol Spence Jr. August 21st. What do you make of the matchup?
You got to give Manny massive credit. I mean, beating Keith Thurman and all the names that Manny had fought over the years. Now he's pretty much fighting, one of the top guys in the sport. So I think that's a great fight, a great event. One of the fights that I'm looking forward to see. And Manny, whatever Freddie's doing is turning back the clock with Manny, the way he looked against Thurman, and I think this will be an interesting fight with Errol Spence.
Why do you like this matchup in terms of for Manny Pacquiao? If you think he can pull it off one more time?
Look, you can't underestimate Manny Pacquiao. His drive. His drive and the dedication to the sport, regardless of how old he is now, he seems like one of those guys that just can pull, can still compete. He still has his punch, southpaw style, tricky, and he's got a lot of experience. He's not nervous in the ring, and can never count him out.
Yeah, what would Spence have to do from the outside looking in, just from what you've seen in his fights? What would he have to do to beat a Manny Pacquiao?
Just box smart. Don't really get in a firefight with him. But the trainers know what to do. That's not really my job. But I think Errol, if he boxes from the outside, I think normally he could win from a boxing standpoint. But like I said, you can't count out Manny. After he did with Keith Thurman, I rate Errol naturally above Thurman. But I'm okay. Yeah. But it's gonna be an interesting matchup for sure.
Okay, last thing, any fighters you're working with, anything we should keep an eye out in terms of what Tom Loeffler is up to?
Sure, keep an eye on Sorry Bochuk. He's gonna kind of make his comeback probably in July, August, and then Triple G looks like he's gonna fight towards the end of summer, and Brian Sabayo, Ioka. He's just been ordered a mandatory for the WBO, so you got to keep an eye out for him. And then Cecilia Brækhus, she's gonna keep fighting and make her comeback fight also. So there's a lot of interesting things coming up for 2021.
All right, cool. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate the time, like
always
always.
good to see you.